this was the Doom Eternal demo that I played. Crazy story with Doom. I walked up to Bethesda and I was like, you guys have any appointments for Doom that I can have? And they're like, no, if you didn't make an appointment before the show, we do not have any appointments available, sorry. So I was like, well, fuck, that sucks. And as I was walking out, when I was walking out, the lead art director slash like designer for Doom comes up to me and he's like, dude, have you played the game yet? And I'm like, holy shit, you're, no, I haven't. And he's like, I'll get you in. And then he contacted Marty, who is the executive producer at id Software, and he's like, hey, we watched your videos and we saw that you didn't get a chance to play Doom. What time would you like to play tomorrow? So they set me up for like a special like private like area where I can have like a session and just play the entire demo. So I was able to beat everything. So a lot of the demo sets up a lot of what you can do. And if I was to summarize Doom Eternal, imagine Doom 2016, but fast as fuck. But the viscerals are better, you have way more character mobility and movement, and the game gets fucking ballistic, like, abso-fucking-lutely ballistic. So a lot of the game at the start, before this area, and this is one of the first, like, big challenge areas you run into, is teaching you how to use the combat. There's a lot of like wall running shit now. You can climb up walls, you can wall run on walls, you can dash, you can also double dash, and that shit recharges, but you can't do it all the time. You have a natural double jump, you get a shit ton of mobility. Like, a whole bunch of mobility. You have a side weapon, all the weapons have alternate fire things they do. This gun, I believe, had a lock-on sniper rifle, so when you did the alternate fire, it zoomed in and did a sniper rifle. If you need to get viscerals now, and you have to, like, get in to get your health back, dude, you can just dash forward. Like, in that situation, you would just dash forward towards the guy, and then rip their fucking heart out and get all your health back. There was specific things you can do, like, yeah, chainsaw gives you a whole bunch of ammo. Doing regular enemies viscerals gets you health, but doing other unique visceral attacks will actually get you different refillables, which was I'm actually not even too sure what it was. It was fun as fuck. So pretty much they set you up here, they like introduce you to all these enemies, you get to run around and traverse and pick up some new weapons and gear. They literally have like a Ghostbusters gun that stun locks enemies. It doesn't do damage, but the enemy goes, ugh, and they're just stuck. So you can get in with like the super shotgun that has a grappling hook and blast their ass away with a super shotgun. The super shotgun is fucking dope. And you can use the super shotgun's grappling hook to grab onto enemies. So if there's like a sort of weaker enemy, you can literally bring the enemy towards you and rip their ass apart. And if it's a bigger enemy, you can grab towards them and sort of like Lost Planet grappling hook your ass across an entire map towards an enemy. This is where he puts himself in a rocket instead of the rocket. It was badass, dude. So it all sets up for these moments where they're teaching you all these like gameplay mechanics. Here's a big one where right after this you have to do a whole bunch of like double jumping and shit. You kick the fucking thing out of the way, and then Doom guy gets in it himself and launches his own ass. And it looked great, man. It looked like even crispier and better than the original Doom. He like busts the wall down. The music is fucking dope too, dude. It's Mick Gordon once again doing the music, so it's great. There's 1-ups in the game now, so it's like even more video gamey as fuck. You pick up 1-ups, and when you die, it restores a little bit of your health. So it's like I technically used like a couple of 1-ups, but I never got a game over, or like a reset. These guys get super annoying because enemies start popping in and then these like tentacle whip dudes whack the fuck out of you, and you have to like stop the tentacle whip guys because they do a shit ton of damage. The chain gun I didn't end up using a ton, which I wish I used it more. I really wish I used it more. This sequence is badass. This teaches you how to like platform. There's a lot of like insane big ass platforming that you have to do now. So in that situation, you can literally use the grappling hook from the super shotgun and get up and do a visceral on that guy if you wanted to. But yeah, there's a fuckload of like big traversal moments right here where you have to like wall run, and it feels good, man. Like it just does. You have the controller and it just does what you hope it does whenever you run up here. Yeah, fuck, man. And the thing that happens, the only other time it happened to me is literally when I played Doom 2016. You get like focused. Like the whole world goes away around you, and when you start getting in like that zone where you're like double dash, like forward, super dash up, do all this shit, grab this stuff, reload this, switch the weapon wheel, get this, fuck this guy, visceral this dude, like once you get to like bam, 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 double jump up, avoid this, like, you get, like, in the zone. Like, I did not... There's moments where I was not paying attention to anything outside of what was in the screen. Just, like, super classic, like, video gamey-ass focus.
Mars. Calculating thrust factors.
I think this is where shit gets super hairy.
Approaching planetary entrance.
Yeah, so, you go back down to Mars, and... you enter like probably the hardest part. Not a lot of people beat this because it takes a lot of it gets really hairy. So you learn all this shit, right? You have all this shit at your disposal now. And now there's fucking enemies everywhere. Like everything is pissed and it's shooting the fuck out of you, but you're in a straight like giant ass like unreal sort of like arena. So everything is like fucking you up and shooting shit at you non-stop, and you lose life like fast. But as soon as you start like remembering like all the mechanics you have, like the double jump and you fade away, fucking blast this dude, and then you grappling hook this asshole over here, and then boost up there, blow up these motherfuckers, like Jesus Christ, dude, it is so... There's a big one. You'll notice that a lot of the visceral attacks now have like beats of comedy or beats of like action. And the big thing they were mentioning in the tutorial was the fact that you can hit certain parts of enemies and they have weak spots. Like, for example, there's guys that have chain guns on each arm, and they're huge and they're fucking super hard to stop. But if you shoot the chain guns, the chain gun will blow their arm off and they'll lose access to one, and then you can blow the other chain gun off, and they don't have much else that they can hit you with, so they become easy. So there's weak points on enemies. There's like an enemy that has like this big scorpion tail thing. And if you shoot the scorpion tail, which is a small target, it blows up and they lose their guns, so they have to physically attack you. So the enemies have like weak points that you have to start paying attention to. These guys, these motherfuckers, like this gun that they have on top can actually be blown off. And once you blow the gun off, they get way easier to deal with. Dude, it looks like the one I was playing, the enemies had way more health. And this motherfucker, this is the guy you can shoot the guns off of his arms. He took way more shots. This whole thing was way more difficult than this. It lasted a solid like 8 minutes straight of just like insane, non-stop motherfuckers spawning in and screaming at you. And I think one of the most improved things is the visceral attacks. Like when you kill an enemy with a visceral now, the animation beats and the impact is a lot better. And they're either funny or they're like disgusting or like brutal. In a bit more of a satisfying way than what they were in the original. Yeah, this is from earlier in the demo, which is weird. But yeah, man, like I loved it, dude. I literally I haven't had a feeling of playing a video game like this since Doom 2016. We're just gonna take everything that made Doom really good, and we're gonna make it quicker, and we're gonna give you way more shit that you can do, like all the weapons and their alternate fire stuff and all that shit. I loved it, man. Like, imagine just having more mobility to fuck shit up, and that's pretty much Doom Eternal. So, it is the most video gamey fucking, like, super fucking, like, I feel like this game is just emulating, like, mid-90s PC shit. It is just going straight for that. Let's just amp the shit up once more and do even more of it. So, I did hear the multiplayer is going to be a lot different. The multiplayer is being handled in-house this time, which is cool because I didn't play a lot of the original Doom 2016's multiplayer. It's a video gamey ass video game, and I love it, man. I really had a good time.